Okay, we're on our way to yet another condensate problem. Something's going on with his main drain as well as his pan, and it has leaked onto the ceiling. So let's see if we can get some footage on this call. All right, looks like I see something's been changed or not matched from the beginning.
Yeah.
Drain coil on top of that.
At some point, I can't tell which one it was, but they did put a unit
in.
in.
See, this is looks like it's full of water. So that to me is going to look like the trap is clogged. So I want to do two things. Number one, I want to go outside and vacuum it and see if we can at least stop that high level of standing water. It's full up to here. And number two, then we're going to have to go over there and see why it leaked out. So that's on this end. Alright, so here's what we got outside. And it looked to me like they were going down the wall basically one chase apart. So it could be either one. This one looks much dirtier, and this one looks a little cleaner, but I'm thinking by what I was looking at in the attic, this is the one with the problem, but let's just vacuum both of them. And we'll see what happens. Slide. See what we get out of it. Which is essentially nothing. Definitely hear the sound of the vacuum. That one is clogged. So that sort of points to that being the one with the rusted pan. Although that does not mean it's the one leaking on the ceiling, because they both come down probably a foot or a foot and a half apart from each other. So we're going to have to walk across that attic and see what we see as far as which one is broken or leaking or loose or whatever. But we definitely can see the one towards the back of the house is clogged. So let's keep at it till we get it figured out. Okay, all I see over here so far is both lines running down, and there they are, about, you know, a foot apart like we thought. And this one is the one that flowed through, and that one's the one that was clogged as far as outside goes. And the only thing I see is I see a bare spot right there. And I see where there's been water there, and I see that this is not hung well. And there's a big droop right there. And you know, while it's hard for me to believe that that little bit of a bare spot right there is what put all this water on the ceiling. While that's hard to believe, it's not hard to believe that this big droop here caused it not to drain properly, because there is no vent beyond the trap over there. And then that is what backed it up into the pan and made it leak out, overflow into the pan. But I still haven't found what I think is putting all this water on the ceiling. It's just hard for me to believe that 6 inches there condensating would cause that problem on the ceiling. But we're going to look and try to determine that now. See, there's the return. So it's straight over here. This would be it. So I'm going to dig this insulation back and see what I see. All right. Well, this is all damp, and you can see some water in it. Has to be just simply what, you know, it's condensating there and running down the wood. And it's just finally enough of it, finally humid enough up here to have enough cold water in it to cause that. So I don't really have a leak anywhere. Now when I slide this like that, we just move the spot up. So we're gonna have to do that all the way up and then hang it. Put some slope all the way out on it. So I think we can get this fixed pretty easy. All right, I slid it up to where the spot was right there, and I patched in that piece of it. And I took this hanger and hung it to where it's now got fall on it all the way from the coil. So that should stop that one from making that wet spot, and I left all that insulation raked back over there so the sheetrock can dry out. And I'll tell him to call me after he's done, you know, with his painter and whatever, fixing it in a few weeks, and we'll come back and spread the insulation back for him if he doesn't want to do it. Now the other one over there is the one that's clogged, so we got to go see what we can do to get it done. All right, I pulled the cap off. Trying to get close as we can here to this bottom elbow. It's got to be what's clogged. It usually is. So I have not, as of yet, been able to get it unstopped. Got to be that elbow right there. Get something to stick up in it. Alright, I'm still striking out here. That's a entire brazing rod that I was able to bend and get it to go up the L there and up the pipe. So that elbow that goes up is usually going to be the one. It's hard for me to believe there's a clog somewhere else up there, but I'm going to have to find it. I'm not getting any flow here. I finally got a new battery in the vac after running one dead and got it free. So now it's time for some yellow death into the T here and into the trap, and let's do a little flushing on it. Alright, let's see if we get it in and through here. There it comes. Along with some nasty dirt and stuff. Probably going to be alright. Now we're going to turn this thing back on, and of course we're going to wait for it to drain before we leave it. Alright, so they're both making water. Should be okay. Customer's happy, and we're both kind of glad that the damage was not any worse than it was. So left the insulation rake back, told him I felt like he could kind of let it dry for a couple weeks, maybe spray a little kills on it, and possibly let that dry another little period of time, and then just paint the whole ceiling. Maybe do the kills process twice, just to be sure. But nonetheless, simple problem. Caused a little bit of damage, but we should be okay. Let's go to the next one. Thanks for watching.